everybody, and welcome to the Here, There, Anywhere podcast, the podcast for all who wander. And today's episode is entitled Airplane Etiquette. And as you guys can see, if you're watching us on YouTube, which by the way, if you have not done so already, please go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram, TripAdvisor, and make sure that you sign up for our email list at HTAnywhere.com. But if you are watching us, you can see that I have a very special guest in the studio with me today. For those of you who keep up with all of our episodes, you will notice that she looks pretty familiar because she has been with us before. She was here on episode 7 entitled Brunch Lanta. If you have not heard it or if you need a refresher, feel free to go back and listen to that episode or watch that episode again. It was a lot of fun. But this is my very best friend.
Hey, everybody.
This is my best friend in the whole wide world, Marielle Smith. She is our very own Here, There, Anywhere flight attendant. So yeah, why don't you tell the people about yourself?
Oh, gladly. Well, like she said, I'm Marielle. I am her favorite person in the entire world after her mother and her father and her siblings. So after that, then I'm really I'm her favorite person. But I have been a flight attendant for a major airline I just hit my 3-year anniversary. Hello.
3 is the magic number.
And every anniversary we get a raise.
I do like raises. I haven't gotten one yet, but I do like the idea of a raise.
Me too.
It's awesome. But no, that's awesome. Awesome. So we're very happy to have you here with us on what is our season finale episode. This is our very last episode of our first season of this podcast. And I know a lot of our listeners who have stuck with us from day one have been like, where has this episode been? And I just want to apologize to you guys first and foremost, because I promise you this episode was supposed to have already come out weeks ago, but due to technical difficulties and scheduling and all kind of craziness, listen, I promise we tried to get this episode out sooner to you guys, but we are here now and we are glad that you all are still here with us and tuned in for our season finale episode. This season has been really, really fun, especially for it to be our premiere season. And we are, of course, sad to take this break for a little while from the podcast, but we are already working on season 2 material for you guys. So it's going to be exciting. But anyways, today we are not doing daily news because it's raining outside and it's gloomy. And so we don't want to add any more gloom to the day. Mother Nature has taken care of that for us. So we're going to hop right on into today's topic, which is airplane etiquette.
Ooh, say it again for the people in the back.
We're talking about airplane etiquette. So if you are a first-time flyer, or if you're someone who does not fly often, or maybe you're someone who doesn't fly internationally, and you know, maybe you just have some questions, you want to get the inside scoop from a flight attendant's point of view, this is the episode for you, I promise. All right, so you said you have been doing this for the past 3 years, which is crazy. Time is really flown. Like
literally. I feel like I just told you the other day, Amani, I got hired. And you were like, what? I was like, I don't know how I got hired either.
So it's gone by really quickly. And with that, what have you kind of accumulated over time? I'm sure you have accumulated over time. What is a flight attendant, or at least your biggest pet peeve that you have from passengers, and how is it that we can maybe make this a little easier on you, which in turn makes it easier on the rest of the passengers?
Okay, so we're going to do 2 things.
Okay.
The first one is this.
What?
And if y'all can't see it, I just tapped her profusely on her shoulder. When we were walking down the aisle and we might be taking your orders or answering questions about the Wi-Fi or questions about your connecting flight, and all of a sudden we just have a tapping sensation somewhere on our body. It might even be my shoulder. It might be, somewhere else that, I might not want you to touch. I don't know you.
Don't touch me!
That is why you have a flight attendant call button above your head. And we do kindly ask that you use that. If it is an emergency, then tap me, trip me, touch my leg, grab my leg, something, yank me, and then we're going to figure it out. But if it is not an emergency, please press your flight attendant button.
So tapping, don't tap your flight attendant, because just keep your hands to yourself, especially now. You know, keep your hands and everything that's yours to yourself. Do not tap your flight attendant. Press the button. All right, so that's number one. What's number two?
Coming onto the plane. So let's say you're the flight attendant, and you're saying, "Oh, hi, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Look, I am all the way back in seat 500, but I want you to put me in first class." That is not our job. I wish I could put y'all in first class. Trust and believe, I would put myself in first class. But we can't do that. And you know what? Kudos for you for even asking. Like, you know, closed mouths don't get fed. But don't get mad at me. That is not in my job description. Homeboy, homegirl, I'm so sorry. Dream deferred.
All right. So number one pet peeve is tapping. And number two, if you bought the seat that you bought, then just go sit in it unless you pay for that upgrade. And then, of course, my lovely, beautiful flight attendant friend or whoever is on your plane will be more than happy to make sure you get where you're supposed to be seated, as long as that is on your ticket. Okay? All right. So our next question for you is, in general, after having been in this occupation the past 3 years,
still crazy,
what do you consider, like some general rules of thumb, would you consider to be good flight etiquette?
I'm just trying to think of things that are appropriate.
Oh, God. Well, yes, do that.
Good flight etiquette. Have your boarding pass already out or on your phone. If you're a person who, like me, sometimes you can't remember where you're sitting,
yes,
and you have to repeat it, like, you know, maybe 10 times before you get on that plane, just go ahead and keep it out. Because you asking me, then I got to go with my device might not be next to me, then I got to ask my coworker, they might not know, then that's the pilot, they never know.
That's actually really good advice. I know me, myself, I have to do that a lot. And I have it in my hand, because if I'm looking for the seat, I've literally been looking for my seat and then forgot what my seat number is. So that's great advice. So what's something else that you would consider to be great flight etiquette?
Something else I would consider great flight etiquette would be, go ahead and have things that you're going to keep on your person or underneath the seat in front of you. Go ahead and have that at the ready. So when you find your seat and you have the things you want to put overhead, swoop, that's done. You can slide on into that aisle, or out the aisle rather, and sit down, versus rummaging through your stuff. And it's like 30 people behind you giving you the stink eye, and they giving me the stink eye, and I don't want to say, can you hurry up, please? Because they are about to jump you.
Yeah.
So I would suggest that.
Okay.
Go ahead and have your carry-on and stuff literally carry on and ready.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Well, there you go, you guys. So those are some great pieces of advice, because I have actually been behind someone, and like maybe it's like a diaper bag or a laptop bag or something, and they're rummaging through it before they put it away. Which I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, but that's great advice. Be prepared, because when I get on the plane, I'm ready to sit down. And I'm ready to go back to sleep, because if you have been following this podcast, you know I've said many times, I'm a first flight out type of girl, and that first flight out is usually at 6 in the morning, which means I've been up at least since 4. Ooh. So I'm ready to go back to sleep. So yes, we like that. We like that.
Good.
All right, so give me an example. I can't imagine you having any, because she's literally the sweetest person in the world. I don't know how she stayed my friend so long, but she's the sweetest person in the world. So give me an example, if you have one, of a time when you dealt with a customer or a passenger, I should say, who was just really unreasonable, or they had like these unrealistic expectations, and they just weren't very nice. And how did you deal with that?
Well, first of all, thank you for calling me an angel. That was really sweet. And let's say we're going through a storm, like literally like a thunderstorm, like you can see lightning out the window, and the Wi-Fi goes out temporarily, and we're trying to reset it multiple times. And let's say you might have a job proposal that's due like during the flight, and all of a sudden the Wi-Fi goes out, so now you can't send it into your boss, and now you're coming at me. I can't propel out of the plane, create an antenna to get the Wi-Fi on for you, sir. Because I would. Because I really am a nice person. Would I not probably attempt
Yes.
to do that?
Yes, you would.
But I can't do it, and that's just an unrealistic expectation.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Honestly, I can't even lie. I'm not to that degree, but I have been on a plane, and I was actually coming back home from Seattle from a work trip.
Ooh,
and it was on a Sunday. Ooh. And Dallas was playing New Orleans, and the Wi-Fi was spotty, and I was like, oh my God, I'm trying to watch this game. Because, of course, you can watch, like, certain live TV on the plane, right. And I was like, man.
Gets me through Sunday football.
It keeps cutting in and out, and I'm trying to watch the game. It was killing me. But you know what? That totally makes sense. So just remember, guys, they do not control the Wi-Fi. Your flight crew does not control the Wi-Fi. Just like, your spouse or your kids don't control the Wi-Fi at your house. The companies do. And then even that, no one controls Mother Nature. So just be patient. Your in-flight entertainment will be back with you shortly. And be nice to your flight attendants, okay?
Oh,
anytime. So I guess this is probably a question that you get pretty often, but we're going to ask it here as well. So after 3 years, what is your favorite destination and why? And if you have a least favorite, what is it?
Oh, okay. So if we're talking domestically, which is just the United States.
Wow. She's been everywhere. She has favorites domestically and internationally. I want to be like you when I grow up.
You are like me, so don't put yourself down. She travels as much as I do. Don't let her fool y'all. But let's see. Domestically, if I had to go to Florida, I love our West Palm Beach layover because our hotel is right on the beach. Like, I can literally walk out of my hotel room. I'm already on the beach. Like, if I wanted to be ambitious in the morning, which I wouldn't, but if I wanted to run on the beach,
oh God,
I could do that. If I just wanted to
so
sit.
hard. Running in general is hard.
And
she has soccer legs. She played soccer forever, so that says a lot. Running is just hard. But continue.
Running is hard.
It is.
And let's see, if I was talking about the West Coast, sorry. If I was talking about the West Coast, I love San Francisco.
We went to San Francisco together.
See, and she's gonna, that was cute, right?
We went to San Francisco together.
San Francisco just has beautiful views. You can drive to the beach.
Yes.
You can go to Chinatown.
Yes.
They have excellent cuisine.
Yes. And if you guys are actually interested in learning more about our San Francisco trip, there is a video up on the hotel that we stayed at, Club Quarters in San Francisco, on our YouTube channel, so check that out. And also on our website at HTAnywhere.com, there's a blog up that we have written about free things to do in San Francisco, because if you are like me, you like to travel, but you like to travel and save money, we have all the good free spots to hit, free things to do in San Francisco. So check that out if you guys are interested. Again, that's between our YouTube channel for the Club Quarters review and tour in San Francisco, as well as the free things to do in San Francisco at HTAnywhere.com. So you've told us what your favorite destinations are domestically.
I did.
What is your favorite international destination?
I love all countries. Well, let's put that back. Whoop, whoop.
Wow. Here,
but I loved my trip to Rome, Italy. I love architecture and I love history, and both of those combined with gelato, magnificent.
Yes.
I went in the dead heat of the summer, last summer, so of course I was melting. But I was still cute, though, by that Trevi Fountain.
Was it really last summer? No, it was summer.
Summer before that.
Yeah. Because you went before me, and I went in 2018.
Yeah, she wore a floppy hat on hers. She was cute. She was real cute.
Wow. Okay, but no, that gelato is good. I know our hotel was in walking distance of a really cute, small gelato spot that had some really good gelato. Cool. So do you have a least favorite destination?
Every place is wonderful.
All right. Well, we're going to leave it there with every place is wonderful.
Yeah,
all right.
Thank you.
So during your time as a flight attendant, have you ever met anyone famous while you were working? And how were they different from all the other passengers? Were they easier to deal with? Were they difficult to deal with? You know, how was that experience?
I met Laurence Fishburne. You know who that is?
Yes, for all the listeners who don't know who Laurence Fishburne is, he is the dad on Blackish, and he is also the dad in Boys in the Hood.
Okay.
And he plays a dad a lot.
That's like his niche.
Yeah, his niche is like being the dad.
Yeah.
And he's the black guy in The Matrix.
Hello.
There you go.
Like, that's literally what I thought when he came on board. In my mind, I was like, The Matrix. Everybody was like, what?
Yep.
I was like, get your life.
That is Laurence Fishburne. Okay, cool. So how was that experience with meeting him?
He was so nice. He was kind. And he wasn't just rambunctious. Or he wasn't like, I'm too cool for school. Like, you know, why y'all breathing my air? Or you need to fluff my pillow behind my head. And also give my feet a massage. Like, he was not like that.
All of that. I need all of that.
Because I'd have been like, you know what, you're canceled. Get out.
Well, that's pretty cool.
It was actually his birthday.
Ooh.
And he was really nice. But the lady next to him, she was talking his ear off. She was talking him, like, to death.
Aww.
He was just looking at me, and I was like,
aww.
But he was so nice. He really was.
Well, that's good. Shout out to Laurence Fishburne. If you see this episode,
Hey.
you know, shout out to you. Repost it on your social media.
Please and thanks.
If anybody knows how to get this to his social media, feel free to do that. And shout out to you.
Mm-hmm.
We watch Blackish all the time, so
all the time.
That's pretty dope. So is that your only famous person you've met during the flight?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. That's a good one to have. You know what?
I ain't mad.
It's a good start. To many more.
Oh,
all right.
Speak that over me.
All right. So our last question that we have for you today, and this will be an interesting question. As a flight attendant,
okay,
what is the grossest thing you've ever seen on a flight? Like that just made you be like, you know what? I need a minute. I need a minute to myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this as nicely as possible. PSA, that water on the floor in the bathroom is not water. Please do not go to the bathroom barefoot and or in your socks. Ever.
Why would anyone do that?
I'm not really sure. And I never thought I would ever see it. I never thought I would ever have to say that to someone.
That's like being at the mall and be like, oh, I gotta go pee. Let me take my shoes off real quick. Like, who does that?
Like, who raised you? Like, I know everybody wasn't, raised at the same table, but I feel like some things at the table are the same. Like, napkins, forks, like a knife.
Listen, airplane bathrooms are tiny. And I'm pretty sure, like,
very
between
quaint. Children
and everyone else on the plane, like, people are missing a lot.
And there's turbulence.
So
you're right.
That's disgusting.
Because listen, as flight attendants, our priority is to make sure there's nothing in the bathroom that might make the plane, blow up. No drugs. I know, girl. When they told me that, I was like, can we not? Also, please don't vape in the bathroom. It's a fine.
People still do that? Like, people still try to smoke on a plane?
I had a young man vape in the bathroom and set off the smoke alarm. So when he opened the door, just smoke everywhere. And it was like a 1-hour flight. So when we landed...
You couldn't not vape for 1 hour?
The captain came out, he was like, whoever vaped on this 1-hour flight, like, you're dumb. We could have died. I was just like...
For 1 hour, he could not vape.
He had the urge.
You know what? You would think that, you know what?
Common sense is common.
Listen, but it ain't. But it ain't. Vaping in the bathroom. That's so stupid.
Like, don't y'all want to live? I want to live.
But my thing is, what's in that vape that you can't wait for? That's the...
Maybe it's happiness in there. I don't know.
That's the question. That's crazy. Okay, so the moral of the story is put your shoes on And don't smoke on the plane. That's crazy that you said don't smoke on the plane. Just wait.
We are past that. Back in the day, you could smoke.
Listen, put your little patch on, or do something else. Don't smoke on the plane, and put your shoes on, because if not, there is no telling how much DNA you're gonna leave with on your feet, and that's disgusting.
And don't forget, we have animals on the plane, so it might be dog
and
pee.
we have and you have service animals on the plane too. So you know what? Just don't be gross, because that's gross.
Especially now.
Especially now. Okay?
Okay.
But no, that's what's up. So before we get out of here today, or at least before you leave us, what are some final words of advice that you have for some of our listeners who may not fly regularly or have never flown before? What would you tell them as a flight attendant to kind of help them have a smooth experience, and then also help them have a smooth experience?
Well, first and foremost, tell me it might be your first flight. Tell me you're a nervous flyer. You might have some anxiety, some level of anxiety. You can just tell me. I've had so many people tell me this is their first flight and they are like shaking, like physically shaking.
Yeah.
And I'll get you some water. You and I, I will personally walk to your seat. We'll sit down. I'll tell you where every single thing is. And even if it'll make you feel better, I'll show you. We have emergency equipment on the plane. So I'll just show you where every single thing is, so you feel like, you have some type of control. Because I know when people feel like they don't have any control of the situation, that also gives them anxiety. Please do not come on the plane intoxicated and taking pills. Oh. That really makes my job a little bit harder.
Pick one. No, I'm just kidding. Don't drink until you get on the plane responsibly.
PSA.
PSA.
It makes our job a little bit harder because we're already 30,000 feet in the air, and I don't want you to have a medical emergency.
Yes.
Because we can only do so much.
Yes.
I'm not God.
Medication and alcohol at certain altitudes are not good for anyone. Mm-hmm. So be smart and be responsible. And don't give my friend a headache. Don't do that. That is rude and disrespectful. And it's not fun. It's just, listen. Moving on. Okay, cool. Well, we are so glad to have you here in the studio with us today for our season finale episode. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
For coming back to the studio. Well, you were in the studio last time. So thank you for coming back to the studio and shooting with us. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure we will see her again in season 2. Along with some other guests that I'm pretty excited to
I'm an additional guest. I'm not like the guest.
You're one of the guests.
You see what she do to me? You see how she do me?
Okay. All right. That's enough. But no, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's topic. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. But when we get back, of course, we're going to hop right into Keep the Money, Catch the Flight, Hotel Highlight, Foodie AF, and Globe by the Glass. We will be right back, guys. Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for sticking around after the break. Moving right along into Keep the Money, Catch the Flight. Today's flight deals are being brought to you by Secret Flying. Again, that app is called Secret Flying. Go ahead and make sure you download that. You can get from Miami to Haiti for $183 from July to November on American Airlines. You can get from Houston, Texas to Egypt for $583 from July to September on United. You can get from Dallas, Texas to Vegas for $78 from August to November on American Airlines. From New York, you can get to the Ivory Coast in Africa for $606 from November to December on Brussels Airlines. And last but not least, you can get from Miami to Puerto Juan. Yes, you can get from Miami to Puerto Juan, Puerto Rico for $178 from July to February via American Airlines. Now, all the prices listed are round trip, and the dates provided are validity dates, so you will need to book your vacations during that time in order for these prices to be honored. Again, all of these flights are coming to you from Secret Flying. Make sure you download that and check out their daily flight deals on their feed. Moving right along into our hotel highlights. Today's hotel is one of my favorites, to be honest. And I went here recently for vacation. And when I say recent, I mean last year for Easter weekend. So it was in April. And I stayed here and I really enjoyed myself. It was my first time in this country. And overall, I think I can't wait to go back, especially to stay here at this hotel. This hotel is the Westin. I know the Westin is really well known both domestically here in the U.S. and internationally, but we stayed at the Westin Harbor Castle in Toronto. That is in Canada. Like I said, we stayed there during Easter weekend and we had such a great time. This hotel is on the water, meaning it's right on the coast. So in a sense, you know, you get it's not a beach, but you're right on the water. So our view from our room was fantastic. And what was really cool is if you wanted to do a boat ride, it's right outside the hotel. So you just walk down to the lobby and go right on out and you're right there. And it's not very expensive to do at all to take a boat ride. And what you do is you go from one side of the water to the other, which is like basically a big national park on the other side. There's really not too much to do there unless there's like some sort of festival or festivities. Due to the timing in which we were there was like an Easter egg hunt for like kids. And so they had a couple of those type activities going on, which was pretty neat. We didn't get off the boat, but being able to see the skyline, the city line from the boat, from the water, was absolutely amazing. It was really, really, really nice. So I encourage you guys to take advantage of that if you do end up staying at this hotel anytime soon. Something else that I really loved about this hotel is that it has absolutely everything. There is a gym, there is a tennis court that is on, it's not on the roof, but it is kind of like a rooftop situation midway through the building. It has an indoor pool as well as a jacuzzi. Now, I am someone who loves to take advantage of a great hotel gym because, you know, when I am in my workout mood, I do like to really work out. And I must say, for all of my fellow gym goers, especially if you like to still work out on vacation, this hotel had a fantastic gym. For starters, it was huge. It was really one of the larger gyms that I'd ever seen in a hotel. And they have free weights, they have machines, they have cardio, and they really have a multitude of machines and equipment for you to use. So it's not like it's just cardio and a couple of free weights. You know what I mean? The way that you would typically see a hotel gym. I also love the fact that in the gym, if you say, for example, if you have kids and your kids want to go swimming while you're working out, depending on which cardio machine that you're using, you can look out into the pool area, which is right in front of the gym. The gym is right above the pool area, which is, like I said, an indoor pool, and you can watch your kids swimming as you're working out. Or if you would like to, on the other side of the gym where there's more cardio machines, you can get a great view of the waterfront. So overall, that gym in and of itself was just, it was great, and I did use it both days that I was there, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. They do have on-site dining. Now, if you're a rewards member, then you may be able to work it out to where you have free breakfast. If not, you do have to purchase breakfast. It is not complimentary. Now, also something else to keep in mind about this hotel is it is smack dab in the middle of the city of Toronto. So you can walk a lot of places. I don't recommend renting a car if you don't have to or if you don't want to. It's not necessary. But of course you can do whatever you want. But no, it's smack dab in the middle of the city, so you can walk anywhere essentially. And you know, if you guys have been keeping up with our podcast, then you know that I've done an episode regarding how to essentially get around without having to spend a lot of money. Episode 2 actually called Relax When You're Dead, picking the best offsite vacation tours. One of my personal recommendations for you guys was City Sightseeing bus tours. They do run in Toronto. They're fabulous. I recommend them to anyone. And they do actually have a bus stop that is in walking distance of the hotel. So if you guys are in Toronto and looking for a way to get around and you decide to participate in getting one of those vouchers to get around the city, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you do it. And if you're staying at this hotel, it's a no-brainer because you can just walk to the bus stop and you can get anywhere. Like literally you can get anywhere you need to go in Toronto simply by getting on this bus line. So make sure that you guys look into that and take advantage of it as well. The rooms were great. They were clean. We felt super comfortable. The staff was amazing and really helpful when it came to recommendations, what was nearby, you know, things to do, etc. So shout out to the Westin Harbor Castle in Toronto. We cannot wait to come back and see you all. And, you know, for anyone else who's listening right now who's been, feel free to leave us some comments below. Let us know what your experience was like because we had a great time. So make sure that you guys look into that soon. Oh, a couple more things before I move into Foodie AF. They are pet friendly. So for all my people who have fur babies and you want to bring them, you can bring your fur babies with you. I believe there is an associated fee with that, but I would check just to make sure that you can bring them. On-site parking, if you do decide to bring a car, is 15 CAD, that is Canadian money, CAD hourly, or 50 CAD daily, unless you do valet parking, which is 50 CAD also. They do offer complimentary self-parking until September of this year. Considering that, you know, the times in COVID-19, there is no valet currently available. So if you want to do complimentary self-parking, that is available to you until September 7th. So please, please, please keep that in mind. All right. Enough of our hotels. Let's move right on into Foodie AF. Today, we are sticking around in Toronto with our Foodie AF feature, and we are talking about a really amazing bar restaurant, if you will, in Toronto that was not very far from the hotel, from the Westin Harbor Castle. A short Uber ride, or maybe about a 15-20 minute walk. It's called Pick Six. Now, for those of you who know your Drake, I don't want to say trivia, that's the wrong word, but if you know anything about Drake, if you're a Drake fan, super fan, then you know that he is partial owner of this bar restaurant. Like I said, it's called Pick Six, and it is on Yonge Street in Toronto. This place, it's really like an upscale bar. Don't get me wrong, you can still go and kind of be like semi-casual, but the ultimate vibe, like I could see like doing a date there or getting dressed to go there. It's really elegant, but it's also it's a great mix between elegant and casual. I can't lie. The bar is massive. It is. The bar itself is kind of set up in the middle of the facility, and it's really huge. You can fit a lot of people around it. But also like the booths and the sitting area, it all looks really plush. You have your outdoor seating, which is really nice also, that's kind of connected to the bar. You also have pool tables for if you want to shoot pool, you know. And overall, it's a great vibe. It's such a great vibe. And at the time, I want to say there was like a really big basketball game going on, because there was a game on, I want to say it was basketball, that everybody was kind of watching. It was semi-packed when we went. So it was a great vibe. Now the food, y'all. At the time, I was a pescatarian, so I was eating fish. Never have I ever had better fish tacos anywhere. Oh my God, these fish tacos were so good, and I just couldn't figure out why, like what the secret was to these tacos. They were amazing. Oh my gosh. So if you are in Toronto and you're looking for some place to go and get out and be cute but be comfortable and get some really good fish tacos, go to Pick Six. Again, that is on 33 Yonge Street in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Shout out to them. All right, last but not least, Globe by the Glass. Today's drink is actually entitled Toronto. This is a drink that I had while I was at Pick 6. So if you are there and need some drink recommendations and are interested in trying something new, order a Toronto. Now, if you want to make one or if you just want to know what's in it, all you need is 2 ounces of Canadian rye whiskey, a 1/4 ounce of Fernet Branca, a 1/4 ounce of simple syrup, and 2 dashes of Angostura. I hope I said that right. Angostura bitters, and garnished with an orange peel. Now, if you are not a whiskey drinker, like myself, I am a tequila girl through and through. It's not bad. If you are a whiskey drinker, you're gonna love it. If you are not a whiskey drinker, I would say just try it. Because like I said, I'm a tequila girl, but I did finish it. It wasn't bad, but it was certainly something that I had to sip on. Okay? And it's always funny. I tell people, like, I know a drink is gonna be really strong when it's labeled like a drink on the menu, but they bring it to you in like a 20s size champagne glass, you know, little tiny champagne glasses people used to drink out of back in the day that were essentially shot glasses. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a strong drink. But nonetheless, try it. Let us know what you guys think. If you decide to make it, let us know what you guys think at home. And that's all we have for you guys today. Wow, it went by so fast. Our season finale, it went by so fast. But thank you guys. I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in. For those of you who have been with us since episode 1, thank you for sticking around and subscribing and sharing and commenting and signing up for our email list. All of that. We really, really appreciate it. And we're looking forward so very much to season 2. It is already in the works, I promise you. And with any luck, you know, hopefully by the time season 2 comes around, things in the world will be a lot calmer. Things in the world will hopefully start to make sense again. I know right now is a very intense time for humanity in general. And so I'm hoping that with season 2 will come better things for the world, for the travel industry, for travel in general. And I know a lot of us, we cannot wait to book that next flight. We can't wait to book that next hotel. We can't wait to hop on the road for that next road trip. So hopefully with season 2, there will be more activities. There will be more destinations. There will be more recommendations for you guys. And with that being said, please make sure that you follow us on YouTube at HTAnywhere. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram and TripAdvisor at HTAnywhere, and sign up for our email list at HTAnywhere.com. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in and concluding season 1 with us. We will see you all next time in season 2. Bye.